We are not talking about Virgil van Dijk enough. We're not. He's always been that guy. But are you guys watching what he's doing this season? And just a disclaimer before anyone comes at me in the comments, I am not a Liverpool fan. Here are my credentials. This is my grade 8 yearbook. Yes, that's how far back this goes. My pet peeve has been and currently is Liverpool. But what I will do is always give credit where it's due. And in this case, it's Virgil van Dijk. Not only being the best center back in the world, the best defender in the world, but he is one of the best damn footballers in the world right now. What is up, football fans? This is the Caroline Salimi Show, and thank you so much for being here. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. Please leave a comment in the comment section. I love interacting with you guys. Let me know what you think of this video. Give me ideas for another video. Let me know if you think I'm wrong, if I'm right, whatever you want. I love interacting with you guys. So please hit the subscribe button, that little bell, so you guys get notified when I post another video, and let's get into it. So you guys know it's 10 p.m. where I live right now, but I could not go to bed without recording this video and getting my video out there about Virgil van Dijk, because after watching Liverpool completely dismantle Tottenham in the second leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final, I was like, sleep's not important. Sleep can wait. So let's start talking about Virgil van Dijk and Liverpool fans. What's it like to have this guy on your team? Not just this year, because he's been quietly great throughout his entire career. So this is my point. Like, we don't talk about him enough. We haven't talked about him enough in the past, and we're not talking about him enough current day. But his performance today against Tottenham, one of many that have been incredible. His goal in the game, incredible, sealing the deal for Liverpool. Selfishly, I wish he was on AC Milan, because what a player. Top to bottom, he has to be one of the most complete players in football right now. I mean, not only is he a brick wall defensively, but he puts bullets into the back of the net with his head. That header today.
Did you see it? Did you see what? Wow.
And speaking of that goal, get this, because since Van Dijk made his debut for Liverpool in January of 2018, he has more goals in all competitions than any other Premier League defender. How's that for the impact that this man has on Liverpool? Need him to lead the team? Done. Need him to lead the back line? Done. Need him to be a brick wall defensively, like I said? Done. Need him to score a goal? Done. But my friends, it's not just about the goal, in my opinion. That's a bonus for me. I was a midfielder. The goals are a bonus. For me, it's how he passes the ball, his football IQ, his vision. He can dribble, he can defend, he can score goals. This man's aura on the pitch, his confidence, his leadership skills, top to bottom, a complete package. Did you guys see what he did to Richarlison today? And no, I'm not talking about the elbow to the face specifically. Like, we'll get into that here in a moment. He literally pretends to help Richarlison up. And last second, psych.
Damn!
Inject these moments into my football veins. Are you freaking kidding me? This is the captain of Liverpool, okay? Top of the Premier League, top of the Champions League table. And this is what he's doing? And a lot of people are going to say, oh, it's so unprofessional. No, it's not. No, it's not. Because that's the energy that Van Dijk brings to this team, that he brings to each league that he plays in. And don't underestimate for 1 second the power that those little moments have in a game. For Van Dijk, for his teammates, for the fans, for the club in general. Those moments are contagious. Because Van Dijk, the leader of this team, seriously does not give a shit. So much so that he psyched Richarlison out in the last second, didn't care to pick him off the ground, because the message it sends is Liverpool's up here and Tottenham or any other opponents down here. I'm not going to help you up. Why would I? Richarlison was taken out of that match and Tottenham were taken out of that match. And make no mistake that Van Dijk had a massive part to do with it. And back to Van Dijk's elbow to Richarlison's face, I knew this moment when I watched it live would send some of the football world into a frenzy. Why? Because here's another player that Van Dijk is casually, keyword, casually owning without getting a card.
He knows what he's doing.
And listen, I completely understand the frustration if you're not a Liverpool fan, because 9 times out of 10, Van Dijk gets away with these moments. But you know what? I respect the damn confidence. Van Dijk knows what he's doing. But do you want to know why he gets away with it? Because he is as cool as a cucumber. Did you guys see how he leveled Mbappe when Liverpool played Real Madrid in the Champions League? And this was kind of when Mbappe was going through his rut, like he was kind of in the middle of his slump at Real Madrid. And I believe it was like one of the first moments of the game. And Van Dijk, pow, just absolutely throttled Mbappe. Mbappe was like on his head. That still will be a meme till the end of our times as football fans. And Van Dijk did that. And you know why I loved it? Listen, I'm a fan of Real Madrid and Mbappe. But do you want to know why I love that Van Dijk did that? Because from the very early moments of the game, he was like, Mbappe, sit down. You're in my house. And these are my rules. And if you think today's going to be the day where you find your form, you're completely mistaken. And he does things like that. Cool as a cucumber, goes in for the kill, casually runs off, absolutely decks Anthony Gordon, casually acts like it doesn't happen, elbows Richarlison to the face, casually acts like it doesn't happen, and then the refs go, oh, did Virgil just do that? Hold on, let me call my buddies up at VAR. Hey, did you see that? Like, what do you think? I don't know, like he's kind of like walking off and running off now. Let's just keep playing. Cool as a cucumber. And again, I respect this. Because for Van Dijk to be this athletic, giant monster and to physically take players out of the game, but to also mentally take them out of the game is absolutely diabolical in the best way possible. And if you're not a Liverpool fan and you still hate how Van Dijk gets away with these moments, which again, I understand, just think of it this way. Wouldn't you want him on your team? Wouldn't you want him on your team and doing that to the opposition? And if he were, wouldn't you be like, damn, we're lucky to have him? Oh, I don't know. I get fired up when I talk about this because I know that if I were playing beside him and I saw him do that, I'd be like, let's go. Let's go. We're going to win this game. There's no other option.
Let's do this.
And while I'm talking about this, never, ever, ever, ever forget about the moment between Argentina and the Netherlands at the last World Cup. Would you guys believe me if I told you that I think about this at least once a day? That is how rent-free this moment lives in my head. I know it might be sad, but that is the truth. I'm being honest with you guys. I've never seen a moment like that go down that quickly with that much drama and spice. And then to see Virgil van Dijk just beeline to that Argentinian player. I forgot who the Argentinian player was. You guys can let me know in the comments. Beeline to him and absolutely nuke him to the ground. The way he rides for his teammates. I don't know if there's another footballer out there who has their teammates back like Van Dijk does.
She's right.
Okay, so back to Liverpool versus Tottenham. You see Van Dijk finish the game with yet another clean sheet. You see him come off the pitch. Not only is he getting a round of applause from all of the Liverpool fans, rightfully so, but you see all the defenders around him on his team giving him a round of applause because why wouldn't we be in utter awe of Virgil van Dijk? He's that good. And then we get Jamie Carragher in a post-match recap saying this. He's too good for the highest level of football, referencing Virgil van Dijk. Too good for the highest level of football. Let that sink in, okay? This is the impact that Virgil van Dijk is having this season. And we can't only talk about him after a match where he scores a goal because the reality is he's a defender. He may not always score the goal, but I'll tell you this, he does everything else, game in, game out, consistently to the best of his ability. And guess what? The best of his ability, world class. And let me remind you guys, this isn't some kind of new revelation with Virgil van Dijk. I already mentioned in this episode, he debuted for Liverpool in January of 2018. And would you guys believe me if I told you this? He only has 3 Premier League home defeats in his entire Liverpool career so far. 3. That is absolutely insane. And some people have the audacity to compare him to Saliba. No disrespect. Saliba is a very good, hardworking center back. But to compare him to Van Dijk?
That's crazy talk.
And if you guys don't want to hear it from me, take it from Maldini, the greatest defender of all time. This is what he said. I've played with some of the best defenders like Nesta, Baresi, Cannavaro, but I feel like I was unlucky not to make a team with Van Dijk. Virgil will soon be the best defender in the history of football. Come on! Maldini said that. Then there's that time that Virgil van Dijk was robbed of a Ballon d'Or. And yeah, I'm going there. Yeah. You guys can fight me in the comments. You can tell me what you think. But I stand firm on this. I could make a whole other video on this topic right here. But 2019, Virgil van Dijk was 7 points away from Messi and was robbed of the Ballon d'Or. But who isn't robbed of the Ballon d'Or these days? But this was insane. But Virgil van Dijk, what he helped Liverpool achieve that season, his defensive accolades, his defensive achievements, his presence on the pitch, if you watched him, you would know. And honestly, I put this poll up on my Instagram and I said, let me know if you guys think Van Dijk was robbed, because I'm curious, maybe this is just me. Look, 71% said 100% he was robbed. 71% agree. This is more in Van Dijk's favor than people would assume. It's just Messi fans are so loyal to Messi, which I respect and I understand, that God forbid we ever have that conversation. But I'm ready to have it if you guys are. So like I've been saying, Van Dijk has been quietly great. He should have won that damn Ballon d'Or. And Klopp said it best. Listen to what Klopp said. If you give the Ballon d'Or to the best player of this generation, then you should give it always to Lionel Messi. That's how it is. But if you give it to the best player of last season, then it was Virgil van Dijk. Now, me personally, I don't really agree with the Messi being the best player of the generation part, but everything else, facts. And since we're talking about managers, let's hear from Arne Slot, who's obviously current day Liverpool manager, and his thoughts on Virgil van Dijk. From the first session, I was like, wow, he is a complete player. One of the best players in the world in his position. When I go to training, I hear one player immediately, and that is Virgil. So guys, we're hearing this from top managers, top players, legends of the game, current day pundits. This has been Virgil van Dijk's form for years now, and now is the time to really start talking about it. He deserves to be talked about. His name deserves to be in headlines. He deserves the shout. He deserves his flowers. Listen, I love talking about the Mbappes and the Haalands and the Lamine Yamals and the Vinny Juniors and the Bellinghams, and the list goes on. I love talking about those players. They give us some of the biggest wow moments in football, and they deserve to be talked about. But when you look at Virgil van Dijk and the impact that he has on the match and everything he brings to the match, again, dribbling, passing, vision, football IQ, athleticism, physicality, leadership, aura, the list goes on. Confidence, loyalty, goal scoring ability. You could talk all day about the attributes that Van Dijk brings to the game. Consistently, may I add. That's also another reason why he is great. Consistently. And guess what? He deserves to be talked about in the conversation of winning a Ballon d'Or. Now, I'm not saying he should win the Ballon d'Or. Too early to say. Rafinha, Mo Salah, having incredible seasons. But he damn well better be in the conversation. He deserves that respect. And if you don't agree with that, please watch him more often. Don't always watch the guys who put the ball in the back of the net. Watch the guys who make it happen. So my parting words on this episode of the Caroline Salimi Show would probably be this. This Liverpool team is special. This is a Liverpool team that can win everything. And if they do, whatever hardware they win, because you know that they're at least walking away with the Premier League title, there's no way that Arsenal's going to win. A massive part of that is Virgil van Dijk. He is the most important player on this Liverpool team. The key player. A player that if you were to take him out of the squad, Liverpool's not going to play the same way. And like I said, for so many reasons. What he does on the ball, what he does off the ball. In moments of scoring a goal with a bullet header into the back of the net, or faking Richarlison out. All of these moments that Van Dijk inserts himself in have an immense impact on Liverpool and the game. Without Virgil van Dijk, this version of this Liverpool team, this Liverpool success does not exist.